Hey guys, it's Charlie here, and I've not done a video in a while, but I wanted to do a video today on what's gone on with Miami's season so far since they're halfway through the season. They're 3-3, not looking great. I was I was just going to go over game by game what's happened so far this year. So in the first game on Labor Day at Louisville, I really thought that Miami would come out and, I thought they were going to win. I thought they wanted to uh, get revenge after getting killed in the bowl game. They played well early on, but the thing that stood out most to me was the play calling. It was absolutely terrible. They started the second half with 6 straight runs to Duke Johnson, and I don't think he gained more than like 2 or 3 yards on each run. So that was bad play calling. Um, Although I do wish they would get more, give Duke Johnson more touches because he's only averaging like 14, 15 yards, or 14 or 15 carries a game, which is ridiculous. He should be getting the ball more because he's rushed for at least 90 yards in all 6 games this year. Um, and so they lost 31-13. Uh, Next game, played Florida A&M. Uh, Easy win, 41-7. I want to talk about the quarterback, Brad Kaya. He threw 2 interceptions in those first 2 games. Um, but since then, he has looked really, not really, but he's looked a lot better. I wish that he wouldn't throw as many interceptions, obviously, but true freshman quarterback's going to do that. He, it's or through halfway through the season, he's thrown for over 1,500 yards and 13 touchdowns, but he's thrown 9 interceptions in 6 games. Um, the third game of the season, Arkansas State. That's when Brad Kaya looked really good. They got the win easily, 41-20. He threw for over 350 yards and a few scores. And, Duke Johnson, like I said, he rushed for 90 yards. And because he's rushed for at least 90 yards every game this season. Um, Miami's defense they looked pretty good throughout the first 3 games. They've looked good this season. Um, what has not looked too great is special teams. Um, they allowed a kick return touchdown in the first game of the season. I believe. Oh, okay, so they've missed like three extra points this year. They have a true freshman walk-on kicker, Michael Badgley. He hasn't done too bad, but he's missed 2 extra points. One was blocked though. He's missed a field goal, but it was 52 yards. So not every field goal, not every kicker is gonna make a 52-yarder. I didn't expect him to make that. Uh, Next, the following week, excuse me. They played at Nebraska. I did not. I did not expect Miami to win that game, but I said to myself, if Miami is going to win this game, they have to shut down Amir Abdullah, and that's exactly what they did not do. Yeah, they did not shut down Amir Abdullah. 229 yards. Not one tackle for loss Miami had. Denzel Perryman didn't look like Denzel Perryman in that game. He did not look like a first round pick, which he probably will be. Maybe, I'm going to guess he's a late first round, early second round in the NFL draft. A late first round pick, early second round pick. Uh, this was not really at any point a blowout. They did lose by 10, 41-31. There was that big play. Nebraska stripped the ball from Duke Johnson, returned it for a touchdown. After that, it was kind of all Nebraska. Miami did jump out to an early lead. They did look good in the first half. Their defense was not good that game. after that game, um, a lot of Canes fans wanted Mark D'Onofrio fired, and they even wanted Al Golden fired. At that point, really I didn't want Al Golden fired. No, I was like, are you crazy? To people saying Al Golden fired. If he gets fired, then this program's going to go downhill, starting with recruiting. I do want Mark D'Onofrio fired, but if Mark D'Onofrio gets fired, then I feel like Al Golden's going to leave because they've been coaching together for the past 8-10 years, something like that, dating back to their Temple days. Next game, Duke. A win is a win, but Duke fans, you're just lucky you only lost by 12. Score said 22-10, but stats said 42-10. That was the first game Brad Kai did not turn the ball over. He did look really good that game. Duke Johnson looked good, rushing for over 100 yards. But Duke's defense is not that good. Yeah, they won 22-10. Defense looked great that game, actually. I don't remember last time Miami's defense played that good. Last week, they played Georgia Tech. I knew that Miami was going to give up a lot of ground, a lot of yardage on the ground to Georgia Tech because that's all they do is run the ball. I did not think they were going to lose. I thought they were going to beat Georgia Tech. They've beaten them the last 5 years. 5 years in a row. Duke Johnson did run the ball for... It was only Miami's second loss when Duke Johnson ran the ball for 100 yards. And he only got 14 carries. If a running back's averaging 6 yards a carry, he should be averaging at least 20 carries a game. I don't know why Miami's not giving him more touches. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I understand the playmakers they have at the wide receiver spot, but they need to get Duke Johnson more touches because he's their best player. So they lost 28-17. The one thing that really got me pissed was why the hell were the linebackers playing 7 yards away from the ball in an obvious run situation? That's not the linebackers' fault, obviously. It's the coaching. Mark D'Onofrio, after this game, everyone wanted, or all the Canes fans wanted him and Al Golden fired. It makes more sense. I really don't want Al Golden fired still, but I do want Mark D'Onofrio fired. Even though their defense has played well, they're like 16th in total defenses in the country. That's about what they were last year at this time, and they finished like 90th. So I really don't want to say they've improved. Well, they've improved. I do want to say that. Will they finish in the top 20 in total defense? Probably not. I'm 90% sure that won't happen. Because you got North Carolina who could put up points. Florida State, they have no chance in that game. Pittsburgh got one of the leading rushers in the country. And Virginia. Virginia's looking good this year. So, this week, tomorrow morning where I am, tomorrow afternoon for Miami, they play Cincinnati. If they lose to Cincinnati tomorrow, then Al Golden's going to be on the hot seat. Since there's no reason Brad Kai shouldn't pass for 300 yards. Or should not pass. He should have at least 293 passing yards. Duke Johnson, wouldn't surprise me if he has a career day. He should rush for easily 100 yards, over 150. Want to know why? Because Cincinnati has the second worst defense in the country in total defense. They're giving up over 500 total yards. They're averaging to give up about 37 points per game. I'm thinking Miami's gonna win this game like 41-24. That's what it should be at least. Cincinnati's offense is pretty good. Um, they're more of a passing offense, so Miami's got a pretty decent secondary, so they should be able to win that game. Um, I was gonna say something else. So they're 3-3 right now. They'll beat Cincinnati. I do not know. I don't know if they're gonna beat Virginia Tech. They should beat North Carolina. I think they'll have like 7 wins. Oh, 7 wins, 7 or 8. Um, yeah, they'll have like 7 or 8 wins. I don't think they have a chance against Florida State. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. Miami has proved, or Al Golden, or the past couple years, Miami cannot win the big games. They couldn't beat Florida State last year. They were only down a touchdown at halftime. They couldn't beat Nebraska this year. Okay? I think it's a coaching fault. They couldn't beat Louisville. That was definitely on James Coley. Okay? The offensive play calling in that game, I don't know what the fuck he was smoking. Excuse my language. I don't care. Okay? I don't... That just didn't make sense to me. You have a lot of playmakers. Okay. Tomorrow, Philip Dorsett should have a career day. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I'll see you guys later.